welcome to the Cybertronian Exchange. Today we are going to go through Cybertron's mini Downthrust from Zeta Toys. This is Skydive, their rendition of Skydive in Legends class size. And depending on which order I upload these videos, you may have just watched Air Raid's video from Zeta Toys. And so now it's Skydive's turn. So typical box is exactly like the other one, where you got robot mode and accessories, cockpit, and all that good stuff. So I'm not really going to go over the whole thing again. We're just going to jump right into it. Don't need that. There's instructions. I'm pretty sure it's going to transform just like the other guy, so I'm just going to toss the instructions to the side. Got through that just fine. There he is in jet mode. He's got gun number 1 and gun number 2. Goodbye. Alright, so let's take a look at his accessory or accessories. Very, very similar to Air Raid's gun. It's got a lot of the same sculpting, but a lot less gun. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Ish. So, not as big as Air Raid's gun, but still the attention and details there with the hash marks on the side and like where the rivets and stuff are. A little bit more traditional as far as the barrel being round. So, nothing awesome, but still cool. And it tabs into the wing ports as well. Just like so. And there you have it. So the instructions for Air Raid also showed that they tab in here, but it doesn't make sense to tab in there. It's like, it doesn't function that way. So pretty sure that's where they're supposed to go. I say instructions just from what I could see from the packaging. I never did open the instructions. So we're going to set those aside, and we're going to take a look at the plane overall. This one came transformed correctly. The feet are tucked up inside. And just panels are a little wobbly, moving about, some tabbing and adjustment issues. This wing goes up. Let's see. This one sags down just like the other one did. It's crazy that is the same issue for both wings. So, but I don't see any flashing that I can scrape off like I saw on the other wing. Maybe just the smallest amount. That doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So there's something keeping it from going, and I've applied a bit more pressure to it like I did on Air Raid, but it is not staying, and I don't want to twist or warp the plastic. So we will address that at a later time, whatever may be causing that to not go up the rest of the way. So we're just going to look at the jet overall. This does seem to be mistransformed right here. Like, that should be like on a, yeah, there we go. This came out of the box wrong. Ooh, that's stiff. That should tab together. There we go. All right. So, looking at the plane, just a couple of little details that are some alignment fitment issues, but It has all the same paneling. I say same, similar paneling that makes a plane a plane. As far as like the elevator, the rudder, the ailerons, flaps, all that other stuff. All that's still there. All the paneling down the sides is still there. Let's see. Underneath has similar paneling. And they even have this added detail here for the intake for the F-16. That's really nice. And the cockpit opens just like it did on the other one. Very low detail, which is fine. It's a Legends class. I don't need a lot of detail on that, but minimal detail to give the impression that it's a cockpit. It's all gray plastic. This is black plastic. Then you got your Tampo stripes. The blue is painted, and this black up here is painted. I believe it looks painted. So it's got a little bit of silver trim around the cockpit. So, and that's black plastic. So that's the plane as a whole. It's got the faux wheel on the chest piece and down here, just like before with the air raid. And that's going to bug me until I can get that fixed. I know it is. So it doesn't roll or anything, but it sits pretty. One thing that'd be nice is if they came out with a flight stand or something that would peg in. I mean, you can peg into the holes on the wing. They're stiff enough that they hold. So just a thought for all you makers out there. Also, maybe if it tabbed into the sides there, something to help take away from the fact that it's a plane on a box. So anyway, let's go ahead and get it transformed. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold, pop that right off. It's supposed to it's a double hinge, so it's supposed to fold to the side. But it doesn't mean it necessarily likes to do that. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to set that down for a second, and I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to pop the wings loose here. We'll separate the leg on this side and the leg on that side. So these little circular bits come out of their pocket, and that allows the legs to come apart, and we can actually slide the whole leg unit down. We can go ahead and fold the feet out. And then the back of the legs, let's separate that. Once we separate that, then this can really get out of the way. So separate your legs and you can move all that out of the way. This is on like a double hinge, so it just scissors back. And just like before, rotate the wing 90 degrees, fold the piece in, fold it back, or I say fold it back, fold it around. There you go. We'll do that again on this side. It seems a little different than air raids, because I feel like you can just fold it flat and then fold it flat. Air raids doesn't work that way. Air raids goes backwards to that. So now then, we got the legs sorted. I want to see about getting this piece back in here. There we go. That piece is on. These fold up to the side. And we'll just let that hang out for a moment. This whole part, this whole backpack folds back. The intake separates. And these pieces are on a double hinge, so they will move out to the side. Let's see if I can get that a little closer. So there we go. So that moves out to the side and sits flush. Out to the side and sits flush. So now you have access to that hinge. right there, because that was all tucked up in there. So arms just like before, they fold out. There's your little ab panel. I say ab, it's like side panel, waist panel. You can close that back up. You can open up the chest, fold the head out, close the chest, extend your arms, bring it down, fold your fists out. Do it again, extend your arm, fold your fist out, bring it down. So now, all we gotta do is clean up this back. Just like before, I say just like before, this might be a little different, but pretty sure this is going to tuck in here. Trying to get it to. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. I may have gone about it the wrong way because I just popped off the rudder. That is my fault because I might not. It may have to come from the bottom. I'm not entirely sure. But it's got tabs, like it's a little rounded right here. It's supposed to go there. Because there's nowhere else for it to go. And that's how it's going to tab together. So that's how it's supposed to be. And it goes into the round holes that these kind of get close to. So and it's moved, not moved, but it's paneled or toleranced for that to go there. Now it's just a matter of trying to get this to line up how you want it to be for the backpack. I want to say like that whole piece is stiff. Okay, I know it doesn't hang out like that. There we go. Ish. Alright, so now it's kind of tucked up against the back, but this feels out of place because it's going to hinder your waist swivel being down there. But that's how this gets up close and personal to its back. So that may be how it has to be, and then you just kind of move stuff like before to get it out of the way. All right. So now, looking at the figure, they have a light colored plastic on the back of the head. I think that was also for light piping that they tried not to do because the eyes are painted blue. The head is black plastic and orange for the face. Face sculpt's a little gummy. I can't tell if the paint was just so thick it took away some of the face detail. Because I guess it's kind of the same thing for Air Raid. Air Raid's face detail isn't like 100%. So like if the paint's really thick, I'd say that it's kind of gummy. But it may be just there wasn't a lot of detail there because of how small it is. So just like Air Raid, the head can get all the way back, a little bit of down. You get your the side you can get some toed. And let's see, chest is black molded plastic with red paint on the sides. The arms, you get full 360 black painted plastic. You get 90 degrees at the shoulder. You get bicep swivel just above the elbow, and the elbow you get a just shy of 90 degrees. I mean, this is exactly like Air Raid, down to the way the hands are. The waist swivel. You get as far as you can without bumping into your backpack. You can move your backpack to get there. Let me extend the legs a little more. The legs don't really pop in place, but they slide up. You got, these are not on a ball peg. Let's see. I thought these were on a ball peg, but they're not. They're on like a T-joint. So the rotation is pinned straight through so you can get your splits. But you then have your swivel here that goes into the crotch area. So you can get your splits, you can get your hip skirts out of the way. And then you can get your leg forward and backwards. About, like, you can get it all the way, but you gotta move stuff out of the way to get it there. So then he's got a thigh swivel right there and a single jointed knee. And it looks like this panel gets in the way, like it impedes that, but it doesn't. And it may be, maybe I don't have it extended far enough, but no, it's all the way out. That knee's there, and that's all the more knee you get. So, and then you got, same as the other one, same as air raid, you got toe tilt up and down, you got ankle rocker both ways, and you got black plastic, you got die cast with silver paint, black plastic, and black plastic. So the paint is a little on the minimal side on both these figures, which is fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings any. Go ahead and plug the gun in to his fist. I will say there's silver paint on his forearm here. Air Raid didn't have silver paint, but he does, and that helps break up that contrast. But yeah, interesting little figure. Just like Air Raid, he balances just fine. Nothing unexpected as far as that's concerned. You know, shake test. He's not as stiff as Air Raid. Like if I take his legs all the way up, they still come down. This one does a little, so it's not horrible, but it may get loose over time. Let's see if I can get him to balance also. Ta-da. So he balances. And all this is on his foot. Like he's not rocking back on the back of the plane. That looks like it would make up the... I'm not going to be able to do it now that I've changed. There we go. That's all just on the pad of his foot. This little bitty part that's shifted forward. So it's like the weight of the die cast is center over the mass of the foot. And it's allowing to keep the weight there. He doesn't want to tip backwards. So, like, he can rock back on those afterburner pieces, but it looks like he's leaning back. It doesn't look like he's standing up straight. He rests on his feet, stands up straight just fine. None of it's touching. So I think that's just the center of mass being forward on the foot, forward of the center of the foot that allows him to do that. So it's really nice figure. I like it just as much as I like Air Raid. I think they're both beautiful figures. And I know I didn't do a size comparison with the car, but there's Breakdown and Wild Rider, I guess, and Constructicon. Just for size, the aerial bots are bigger than Magic Square's Stunticons, but smaller than Magic Square's Constructicons, which is to be expected. They're both the same height. And I forget sometimes that I've got Wheeljack sitting over here from Iron Factory. So just in case you need another size comparison, Wheeljack is smaller than Magic Square Stunticons and smaller than the Aerial Bots and smaller than the Constructicons, of course. So where it fits in your scale of things is purely up to your own personal interests and likes. For me, I think they work out just fine. I can probably put them with any group of figures, and it'll be okay. So, but yeah, overall, I think they're a really cohesive group so far. I cannot wait to see the others, and hope Zeta doesn't sit on it for a year before we see the other 3 bots. I'd like to see these guys come to light within the next year, all of them, not just a couple. But hopefully us being able to purchase these will be the income that they need to move forward with the rest. But that's speculation and thoughts for a different time. Overall, really happy with the purchase. I'd say together they're both like an 8 to 8.5. A little bit more paint on him, so more time and effort went into that one. But I feel like they're both beautiful pieces. They both look really well. They pose nicely, and I highly recommend them. If you have an opportunity to pick them up, you can't go wrong, especially if you like Legends class. And if you're on the fence about Legends class, these are simple enough that you can get them and still enjoy them without having to feel like you're doing a Rubik's Cube like you have to with some of the Magic Square stuff. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Any thoughts, comments, share them with me, and I'll catch y'all next time. Later.